Hi, in my second vlog for Fundamentals of Storytelling class, I would like to give a brief summary for this book that we've been using, Butterflies in Information. And this book was written by our professor, Hannah Johnston. This has been one of the most important books that I've read so far because it is practical and it is something that I'll be doing once I graduate. I am very obsessed with ministry. Especially, I want to be working with families and young adults and some individuals. My goal is to share my testimony, to share my experiences with them. Being in the US, I've learned a lot, and my plan is to go back to Malawi in December after I graduate and continue what we are already doing with my friend Benji, who is back home in Malawi. So I know for sure that what I'm planning to do, it's gonna take a lot of communication with the people. It's gonna take a lot of standing in front of them to share the gospel, standing in front of them to share different information. So this book is very practical and it's very realistic. These are some of the things that we pass through when we are on stage talking to people or when we are performing. So this book started with defining what is anxiety in the first chapter, and then second chapter she continued to talk about anxiety but in a different aspect. She was talking about why we have anxiety. In the second chapter there were two questions that were really important to me, and I never thought about these questions, but they have helped me to truly understand why I stand in front of people and give the information that I have prepared for them. So the first question was, whom am I focused on? Like most of the times, people who we stand in front of people to perform or give out a speech, we focused mostly on us. Like I want to be perfect. I don't want to fail these people. I just want to sound perfect in everything. I want to do everything perfectly. Once we start focusing on us and forget our audience, we have a lot of pressure that's being created on ourselves. We create this pressure on our own for ourselves as well. So shifting this idea that instead of focusing on myself but to focus on the audience, like how am I going to deliver my information to them, it's very important. And the other question is, what am I focused on? So the question of what, it's mostly the message. Like, is the message relevant to the audience? After thinking about the audience, and how can I make my message very interesting to them, or how can I deliver the information that I have to them? These two questions are going to help me a lot once I start doing what I'm doing in person right now, the ministry that me and my friend Benji are already doing right now. In chapter 3, she talked about how we can manage anxiety, all the way to chapter 4 about tips and to make practice time effective and all that. Um, in general, this has been a very helpful book to me. My plan is to continue reading this book. I know I'm gonna be finding new things that I didn't find at the first time, in the first time I read this book. So these are three things that I've learned from this book. The first thing is preparation. You know how we take everything for granted. For example, if I'm a good communicator, if I don't become more nervous standing in front of people, sometimes I will take preparation for granted. I will not give a lot of time preparing for my speech. But this book has really emphasized that even though you don't become more nervous standing in front of people performing or giving out a speech, it's good to prepare for what you have prepared for them. Practice makes perfect. Know what you're gonna say next, not like memorizing word by word, but just have a thought process on how you're gonna structure all your information in your head. So I feel like that's very good reminder to me. It's something that I'll put into practice starting from now until I die, I guess. And the other thing is about having confidence and self-educating myself. Confidence is very important thing. I can't have confidence if I didn't prepare for the information that I have. Self-confidence happens when you are truly engaged with your information as far as giving out a speech is concerned. So, like for me, I talked earlier that I'm obsessed with ministry. So, if I'm about to share the gospel with someone, but I didn't really read the Bible, I didn't really read the passage that I'm planning to share with someone, I'm gonna be rambling. I will not know really what how I'm gonna share what I have and how I'm gonna do it honestly. So that lowers my confidence level in a way. And the other thing is to think about how can I improve my relationship with the audience. This is a very important thing. Like me standing in front of the audience giving out a speech, it's not for me. It's for them to enjoy whatever I have prepared for them. So this is one of the most important takeaways that I've got from this book. And I can do this by first knowing my audience in terms of like the culture around and also different understanding different age groups and the language that I can use to make sure whatever information I'm sharing with them it's very clear and they understand everything. But all in all, I loved this book, Butterflies in Information, and I'll be sharing with a lot of people to read this book as well who are really into especially communication field, who are not only actors like they perform but they communicate with different people, like they give a lot of speeches. I feel like this book is gonna be very helpful to them. Thank you.